If you find your confidence wobbling the second you're around certain people, then you are literally and figuratively in the wrong room. Hello, my name is Bethany, and here at The Curated Feminine, I help women to curate every aspect of their lives so that they can captivate the kind of life that they are after and create the most beautiful, happy version of themselves. So today we're going to be going into why and how the people around you have a huge impact on how you behave as a human being and your confidence levels and the way that you view yourself. So when you're in self-development world, it can be easy to assume that if you're just working on yourself enough, if you are just doing the inner work enough, if you understand enough about psychology, that you'll feel confident all the time. And the reality is people are a social mirror. Our identity is like a social mirror. And if you don't curate the people that you spend your time with, if you're not careful about who gets your time and energy, it will have a huge effect on your confidence levels. There is this meme, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's 3 different bottles of water, right? The first one is the cost of a bottle of water at Costco. It's $1, right? It's easy to get. Water is so cheap at Costco. The second is the cost of a bottle of water at a hotel, right? It's only like $3, something like that. So triple the price. And then if you look at the cost of a bottle of water at, say, an airport or a club or somewhere where it's a little bit harder to attain and people really want it because they're running around doing stuff, it's going to be 5 times the cost of a bottle of water at Costco, 6 times the cost of a bottle of water. So the way that you view yourself really is reflected on your environment. So whilst you can do all this inner work and all the things that I teach here to make sure that you're increasing your confidence, that you truly believe in and back yourself, the way that you view yourself is still largely dictated by the people around you. So there is a concept in psychology called reflected appraisal, which basically means that we internalize how others perceive and treat us. So there's this term called the looking glass self, and it has to do with the fact that we use others as a mirror to reflect our own image. So this is why, especially as women, we tend to be much more community oriented, especially from a biological point of view. We've been in communities longer than men, right? We weren't going out hunting the way that men were back in caveman days and afterwards. And so we have a greater sense of community generally. We spent a lot more time with each other as women. And so the way that we view ourselves is often reflected in the way that other people treat us. So if you've ever had an issue and gone to a girlfriend, you often will walk away thinking about what she said and viewing yourself in the situation in a different light because of her opinion. Therefore, not only do you need to be very careful about who you let into your inner world and who you choose to be vulnerable with, but you need to be careful about who you even give your energy to in the first place, because it has a huge impact on your self-confidence, has a huge impact on the way that you view yourself. So I used to do like retro pinup modeling back in the day. And now when I look back at it, I cringe a bit. So I do paid modeling. I would get clothes sent for free. It was a really cute time in life in my mid-20s, but also I don't identify with it anymore. So I cringe a little bit. But here's the thing. I had this aunt who passed away almost a decade ago now. And she had a bakery. And when she passed away, my grandfather sent me photos of her bakery, and in her bakery, she had all these photos of me doing my modeling. She had photos of me as a little girl. She had photos of me when I was doing my retro modeling, and she was so proud. She was so proud of me. I had other family members who would laugh and giggle and thought it was silly and would ask, "Are you still doing that little modeling thing?" But not her. She viewed it as beautiful. She was so proud of everything that I did because I made that choice, and she believed so much in me. And if I'd spent more time with that aunt than with other family members who didn't believe in me in the same way, I can guarantee you it would have had a deeper impact on my confidence levels and how I felt about myself back then. The way that other people view you has a huge impact on your confidence, but it's up to you to curate your life to ensure that the right people are getting your time and energy. So here's how to know you are in the wrong room. Here's how to know you're letting the wrong people into your life and it is negatively impacting you. So if you feel like you're the dramatic one for expressing your emotions, right? If you feel deeply and others around you are like, "Oh, you're always so emotional," you're in the wrong room. If you feel like you need to downplay your success so others don't feel insecure around you, you're in the wrong room. You should be in rooms where it is normalized to discuss the goals that you have, the dreams that you have, the vision that you have, and the things that you're doing well. This should be normalized. I had this moment at a Christmas party that I was hosting a few years ago where I asked everybody at the table, "What are your goals for next year?" Like, what's on your vision board? And one of the men at the table laughed and was like, oh, you're asking the wrong table that. Yeah, I was. Because if I'd asked that question in any other circle in my life, the answers to that question would have been so expansive. I've got a girlfriend right now who is sending me voice notes about what her business strategy is and the things that she's accomplished this year. I've got 20 freaking voice messages to go through after this, and they're all juicy and delicious, and they're about her goals and dreams that will also help me to see and accomplish my goals and dreams. So she's reflecting her success back onto me and vice versa, and we big each other up and we support each other. If I'd asked the question at a table with her, the response would have been expansive, and instead, I felt contracted by the answers. There was giggles at the table. You don't have goals. No, you don't. Wrong room. Wrong room. So if you feel like you can't talk about your success in a big way, you're in the wrong room. If you feel like you're always a therapist friend, but you feel unsupported yourself, right? So if you're the wisest person in the room consistently, you're in the wrong room and you need to expand your circle. You should not feel like you have the deepest psychological insight all the time, because then you can't expand and grow. And those people will either really appreciate you but drag you backwards if you're the only one all the time that's able to give advice and play therapist, or they'll eventually get jealous and try to drag you backwards for that reason. And it'll make you feel contracted rather than expanded. The goal is expansion. If you feel like you're too ambitious or sensitive or extra, if you feel like you're too anything, you're in the wrong room. I went out to lunch with a girlfriend the other day, and she looked me dead in the eye and was like, I hope you take this the way that I mean it, but you strike me as somebody who is so deeply confident in themselves, and I really admire it. Like, you strike me as somebody who knows that she's beautiful all the time and knows that she is important. And I really admire that. And she meant every word of that. It wasn't a swipe in any way. And the truth is, I 100% have moments where I spiral and don't feel good enough because I'm a human being. But overall, I do feel confident. And if I consistently put myself in rooms where people don't recognize that as a good thing, I would feel my confidence start to dwindle. And the goal is to expand our confidence and do beautiful things with it and have a positive impact on people with our confidence. Not feel like we have to dim it just in case somebody gets offended. Another sign you're in the wrong room, if you can feel yourself expanding, right? And this is why journaling can be so important. You don't have to do Dear Diary every day, but just writing a few different things about what expands you. So I do 3 things every night. I journal on what I'm grateful for, what gave me energy, and what drained my energy that day. And when I look back to journal entries with that a year ago, the things that were draining me, I don't even do anymore, because I recognize that they were draining me, right? That's growth, that's expansion. So being able to see where you've grown is important. And if you feel like you're the only one in your friendship circle or your family who's healing and expanding and changing, the only one who's pushing pushing herself out of her comfort zone, pushing her own boundaries a little bit and choosing to expand, if you feel like you're the only one doing that, you're in the wrong room. That's going to drag you backwards eventually. So if you have ticked a lot of those boxes and you've recognized, okay, I'm often in the wrong room, here's what to start doing instead. So that journal exercise that I just gave you, I want you to start doing often. I want you to start journaling on what lights you up, what makes you feel good, what friendships expand you the most. So every night, what are you grateful for? What drained your energy? What gave you energy? I want you to journal on just those 3 things. It can be just a sentence, just a few words, doesn't matter, but that's the easiest way to start journaling so that you can actually reflect on what is good for you in your life versus not. Who makes you happy versus who doesn't. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to start thinking about how other people would answer that question. Are you somebody who expands the people around you? Are you somebody who makes other people feel good? Are you somebody who helps other people to see their power and their worth and to align with their goals and dreams? Are you somebody who does that for other people? And if not, that's okay. Where can you do more of that? Where can you shine more brightly so it inspires other people? Where can you be even more authentic with the right people? Where can you be kinder and lift other people up more? Where can you do those things? Where can you let your guard down more? Where can you connect with your feminine energy more so that you're creating more nurturing in your community? Where can you help other women give themselves permission to expand and grow and be more of themselves? Where can you do those things and how? So I want you to start thinking about that too. Because the third thing is making sure that you are showing up like that so damn often everywhere you go that other people can't help but be attracted to you. I started doing this work. I mean, I've been a feminine energy coach for 3 years now, and I started really focusing on expanding my friendship circle about 2 years ago now. And since then, every woman that has been attracted to me as a friend has blown me away with their inner beauty and their kindness and their authenticity, with the goals that they have and the vision that they have for the future, with the way that they are with their families, with the way that they are with their husbands, with the positive impact they have on me. Like, these women have impressed me so much. And it's because I started focusing, like my life depends on it, and it needs to be like your life depends on it, on how I can become more of that for other people. And I started cutting my time away from people that don't treat me well. I started really focusing on it more. So when you start showing up like your life depends on it, because it does, the life that you have in mind depends on you choosing who gets your time and energy. And so I want you to start focusing on being the woman, like being a dream friend, being a woman who expands other people. And you do that by being very careful about who gets your time and energy, and by focusing on showing up everywhere with openness, showing up everywhere with, this is who I am, this is where my authenticity is, this is what my boundaries are, this is what my values are, this is how I like to be treated, this is how I choose to treat other people. I want you to be thinking about that often and be so freaking clear on what that actually looks like. And I guarantee you, you will start attracting women that are more like that for you, because you deserve that. You deserve to have beautiful friendships that expand you. You deserve to wake up in the morning and think, God, I've got a really brilliant circle of women around me. I really enjoy the people in my life. I'm glad I started spending less time with that family member that knocks me down all the time. I'm glad I started showing up more as me day to day. And I've got a small homework assignment for you, because I find that if you are a woman who's in my world, you probably have big emotions and big dreams, big everything, right? You don't do things halfway. You go all the way. And when you have really deep emotions, it's common for other people to make you feel like it's too much. And so here's what I want you to do. I want you to watch a movie or a show that gives you full permission to cry, to feel deeply, to laugh. I did this recently with, there's a series called Anne with an E. I watched it with my 11-year-old. We cried throughout the whole thing. We held hands throughout the whole thing. And this is how you enhance your feminine energy and give yourself permission to feel more deeply. Give yourself permission to feel all the things. Think about characters that you really resonate, that feel deeply. And I want you to watch a movie, read a book, watch a series, whatever it is, and feel your feelings. And feel how good it is to feel your feelings. Think about how authentic it helps you to feel. And I want you to take that energy and bring it into more of your interactions with people day to day, right? When somebody tells you about something that they accomplished, if you're close enough, grab their hand and tell them, I'm so proud of you, right? If somebody experienced something painful, give yourself permission to be teary-eyed on their behalf and feel their feelings with them. Give yourself full permission to show up full-fledged feminine energy with all of the feelings in the spectrum. And when you do things like this, it creates a deep magnetism that will magnetize the right friendships to you. When you're showing up with your full authentic emotions, the full range of who you truly are, this will magnetize the right women to you. The other piece of homework I have for you, the other challenge I have for you, if you're willing to take it, is to join the Curated Collective. So this is my paid membership. It's $77 per month, and you will get access to the most beautiful range of women. We do monthly trainings. I'm actually about to drop a meditation in there too that's going to be life-changing. You'll get full access to every training that I've done from the beginning of the year until now, and you'll get 2 questions per week. So one-to-one coaching twice per week. So if that sounds like you, if you're ready to expand and hold yourself accountable and grow with other like-minded women, then make sure you click on the link below to join the Curated Collective. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this expanded you, and I'll see you soon.